procession coming through. I know you guys did too.
Hey, Yale, where are you? Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. For the movement makes us strong.
I don't need money to live on. I've been careful. I don't have kids. I don't have a mortgage. I don't have a car. Listen up, kids. Money is a tool, not a goal. I bought it last year.
But why? What for?
Why? Because I'm paranoid. If I get COVID, I'm dead in 2 days, guaranteed. I donated the dolls to a charity that was doing a fundraiser. Takes a day to make one of these.
So my first interaction with Wendy Hamilton was a very interesting one. She had come to the Acme furniture company that my father had on Crown Street. And I guess she was actually looking to come see my collection. My father had met her and she bought a really beautiful roll-top desk from my dad. And she came up in the space and she handed me some money for an entrance fee, and it was let's just say it was a sizable amount that it was far beyond any entrance fee would be. It was a donation, and I was like, oh no, this is too much to walk into a museum. This isn't a fee, this is a donation. And she said, no, I want to help.
This is my husband when I got married to him. 97. This was at a nudist colony in St. Martin, but he was wearing his pants at the time. We're nudists. Gorgeous guy. I met him in 1968, and I was standing across the street, and he was turned away from me, and I saw his rear end. And I said, I was 18, I said, I want that.
And I saw this marvelous looking girl coming down the beach, and it was Wendy.
The next year, I was his summer girlfriend, but he married a wonderful woman, a childhood sweetheart, on Martha's Vineyard.
My wife in Maine threw me out of the state. I'd say, hey, I wonder what Wendy is doing. A lot of times when you haven't seen somebody for 30 years, they end up being thin as a rail or a balloon. And Wendy was just the same. Bossy.
I married Jimmy on a summer day, sunny. We walked to City Hall. I hired a bagpiper for $100. It cost me about $25 to hire a justice of the peace. I haggled with him for the $25, but the license in New Haven, this is 20 years ago, was $70. So think of it as $100 for the marriage and $25 for the music.
Wendy and I go back at least 15 years. As I recall, we met at a Green Party function at Maury's, and she and her husband were there, and they didn't say all that much, but when the business part of the meeting was over, they were handing out business cards that identified them as squirrel farmers, and that made me stop I'd never run into a squirrel farmer. And then I realized, of course, it was a gag.
My husband has a good sense of humor, and when things got really rough for graduate students at Yale, some of whom were friends of mine, we noticed how fat the squirrels were getting in Worcester Square Park, and my husband is a gun specialist. We had a .22 rifle in the house, and we suggested to each other that we kill off squirrels and donate them to hungry graduate students.
And I thought, wow, these people have a great sense of humor. I really want to get to know them. So I did get to know them both. And Wendy and I have been friends ever since. We've had our ups and downs, as friends will have, but she's never boring.
No frills meant the city wouldn't have to give me any money, and I would fire a lot of cops. I would have focused any city money that was available on the schools and the Dixwell Newhall neighborhood.
I don't think she was ever seriously thinking she was going to be mayor, but it gave her a megaphone. And it wasn't about her, it was about her ideas.
I would have fired cops and expanded LCI and rehabbed the black neighborhoods, the ghetto, or whatever you want to call it.
It was interesting to watch how much the black community responded to her. That's not easy here.
I remember watching the debates, and she just had people in stitches in the place, but she was saying really intelligent things that would be effective to the community and meant something. It wasn't just her just saying random stuff. It was her knowing what she was talking about.
After I stopped working as a nurse, I did a bunch of low-paying jobs. Actually, I volunteered. I didn't want money. I just wanted to keep busy. And one of those jobs, a no-pay job, was stand-up comedy.
She's read me some of her stand-up comedy pieces. They're very clever. I mean, she could do it if that's all she wanted to do.
Nothing offhand. I made fun of Yale. I made fun of dildos one night, and I happened to have a dildo that was, it was a Bill Clinton dildo. I had a bag full of dildos, and I'm surprised he didn't stop me at the door and check me for guns.
I think her material was probably more political, maybe over some people's heads. More sophisticated, maybe, than what tends to go down in a local comedy club.
She's a Manhattan person in New Haven, and that's really what I love about her. She just adds that extra, personality that New Haven needs more of.
Your caregiver is allowed to give you when you need it, but hospice is really for middle class or wealthy people these days.
I can't take her out for more than 2 hours at a time these days because I don't want to leave Jimmy alone. I don't feel like Jim imposes these limitations on her. I think it's her own sense of, if she were out of the house and he expired, I don't think she could forgive herself.
Don't get old, it sucks. I learned about this in nursing school. You start aging after you're 30, and people like me, over the decades, turn into a gigantic vanilla pudding. You don't want that to happen.
I think she's getting tired of seeing age creeping up on you and how difficult that is. But whenever I see her, it's just kind of like, you know, this flower goes back into water and, you know, the petals grow back up and she's excited to be out.
So my vision for her is that if Jim should predecease her, that she not only survives, but she thrives. And she gets to enjoy the things she's in her mind she wants to do but hasn't been able to do.
I'm staying right here and I support the students and I hope to demonstrate with them again, but I'd like to see some professors show up for a change. I'm still ready, willing, and able to yell at appropriate victims when they make major mistakes.